Our next speaker is Mr. Ahmed Saleh Albalooshi from UAE. Mr. Saleh has over 35 years of experience in the field of information technology. He is specialized in the fourth industrial revolution, artificial intelligence, big data, IoT, blockchain, and fintech technologies. He is the founder of Fintech IT services and consultations. He is a public speaker and has participated in many technology summits. He is a board member of the Artificial Intelligence Society and Toastmaster Club. He has been honored with multiple CIO 200 awards as one of the best ICT leaders. Mr. Saleh, I welcome you on behalf of Virtual University of Pakistan. So please proceed to your talk, Challenges on the Level of Technologies and Their Potential Impact. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Zina. Just let me first share my slide, and I hope that you can see it. Uh, all right. Are we good with this?
Yes, sir, we can see your slides. Please proceed.
Fantastic. First of all, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, good morning. Here in our time, and I don't know about your times, good afternoon as well. My name is Ahmed Saleh Albalooshi. I'm the Managing Director of Fintech IT Consultation. I'm actually from Kingdom of Bahrain, not from UAE. So thank you anyway for your introduction. My presentation will be entitled Technology Transformation, Challenges and Opportunities. And it will be based on the fourth industrial revolutions, which is a revolution which is my expertise actually. I have some books and I mean some articles and some writings and some social media websites. Now, why I choose the technology transformation and not the ordinary digital transformation? Because you cannot see nowadays organization in the public or private sector that they are not digitized. Most of the companies and firms are digitized. The question here, what technology they are using? Is this sufficient for the current stage? Do they need to continue with what they are doing, or they need to transform the technology? Automation is not a question. We're talking about moving towards another era of artificial intelligence, big data, Internet of Things, and so on. And this is what we will be talking about. So starting with the agenda will be why we need to do the change, what are the challenges, which is the main topic, and what leaders need, leaders can do with the technologies, with the new technologies. And we will discuss few strategies, not all of them. We will discuss even the current customer demands. They are the most important. We are doing these changes and we are providing the solutions because of the customer. And we will provide two examples as well, and then we'll close it with a summary, inshallah. Now, why we need to do the change? Of course, the first thing is, we just minimize my video. The first thing is actually today, technology is the key for success. We know this. Without technology, you cannot move forward. The era of doing the things manually is done and it's gone. And of course, you need to do the technology because currently, of course, you are having high costs. You will have to spend more efforts. The accuracy is not as expected. And of course, it is time consuming. Yes, we need to develop new technologies. We cannot rely on the current technologies. If you see over here, let me just put a pen on this. If you see over here, these are legacy systems. You need to jump now to this area. It's not an easy jump. It's not straightforward. It's a high place to reach. You need to do new things so the customer, they accept it and they move towards it. If you do not have enough budget, then think about enhancing your current technologies. If you want to enhance your current technologies, then think about the future, the Industry 4.0 technologies. And of course, service, speed, accuracy, consistency, and these are all criteria if you want a successful business. Now, if we do not do this, large companies, I'm not talking about small and medium companies, the large companies, they may exit from the competition. If you do remember, companies like Nokia, Ericsson, Kodak, they were the giants 15, 20 years back, but where are they? They simply handed over to the new generation of the giants: Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Uh, and imagine just the worth of these. And this, by the way, these companies are only applications, most of them. Imagine with applications what you can do. You change the market. And these companies, they worth in the market 4 trillions, almost 4 trillions. They are moving towards 5 trillions. Guys, this is 20% of USA GDP, 30% of China's, almost the same of Japan and Germany. So imagine how much the new technologies or the IR or Industry 4.0 technologies can help you to change your business. Now, moving toward our main topic in our presentation, we're talking here about the challenges. Now, usually people, they think challenges are tangible things. No, sometimes challenges, and with the new technologies, challenges are tangible and intangible. The intangible is related to human feelings and emotions. And the tangible is usually the hardware and software. So the first challenge is the fears of change itself. People, they have fears of losing jobs, failing to deliver the projects. The costs, maybe it will be a high cost, and there will be costs. But would that cost, would they deliver the project? Would they succeed? If they didn't succeed, they would be questioned. They may be fired even. Some of them, they may lose their business. Experience, do they have the right experience to perform such change or such transformation? The culture itself, the resistance that you find in the culture, is it can you handle it? Can you tackle it? Can you change it? So this is the first thing. The fears, you need to tackle the fears of the management, of the people, of the staff, that you need to move toward this change. If you did not move, then you will be at the back seat. Then the decision making, another important challenge that needs to be addressed specifically by the leaders. If you want to perform a change, then you should have a proper leadership skills. You need to have the management support, the top management, the board support. You need to replace the old policies. Old policies are a big obstacle for you. And usually policies, it takes time to change policies. They're like constitutes. I mean, people, they do not change policies easy, but they're not like procedures. That's why you need to look into this and try to change your policies as soon as possible if you are looking into digital transformation. Now, the leaders or the management level or the executive committees, they need to be aware about the future technologies. This is a big problem. If they are not aware, for example, about the industry IR, industrial revolution culture, and what they can provide, then it will be very difficult for anyone to convince them to move toward this new trend. Then we come to the weak strategies. If you do not have a proper focused strategy, then again you will be having a challenge if you want to perform technology transformation. You need to have the roadmap is very important. You need to set your visions and goals. You need to govern your plan, your projects, your people, your experience, your tools. The legal part and the compliance is very, very important. Proof of concept. From my experience, I have more than 35 experience within working for companies or doing my own business. Proof of concept is something that can save you. If you want to move towards something, then ask the vendors or suppliers to show you that this really can do add a benefit to my business. Consultation is something most of the companies and firms that are not paying attention to. And I don't know why. And I'm not saying this because I have this firm and I'm doing the consultation. No. Usually, I'm not underestimating the people who are working in the environment, in the IT department, or that they have knowledge in technology, even the future technology. But they have enough responsibilities and the time that does not permit them to go to go towards changing or to putting plans or knowing exactly what is required for them to do the change. Therefore, assigning a consultation for a certain period of time is very important strategy, because these consultants, they spend a lot of time writing articles, reading, giving advices and recommendations to others. What are the best things? Who are the best suppliers? All these things are very important aspects that you need to consider. Therefore, consultation is a very important part when you set your strategy. Now, the culture, the change culture. I'm sure everybody aware about this. If you go back to your environment, or if you see others, for those business, you will find lots of resistance to do the change. And this is because of the old mentality. The people who are working there, the management level, the executive management level, and the leaders, usually they follow the recommendation of their staff. So these people, they need to go out from that. They need to think out of the box. If we remain in where we are, so will we be in the business after 2 or 3 years? I'm not saying after 5 or 10 years, only 2, 3 years, because the future science are moving rapidly and so fast. If we do not find for ourselves a place to sit there and try these technologies, then again, I'm just sorry to say that you will see yourself sitting at the back seat, watching these people moving forward, and especially the startups, the newly startups, because they are fresh graduated, they are talented, they are new minds, they have creativity, they have ideas. The old companies, if they do not adopt such strategy, then it will be a big problem. They need to replace their current legacy thinking with innovative and motivational ideas and solutions and products. And teamwork is something that you need to consider, not only on the department level or section level. I'm talking about the whole organization level. There should be a proper plan set by the leader that I am following this change step by step, because I need it to be done and I need it to be successful. So I need to see all the organization from all the departments that are working as one team, delivering to me the final output. Now we will move to the tangible part of the challenges. I will start, of course, with the technologies, either software or hardware. But we will talk about the strategic level, not the technical part of it. You need to set an agile environment. When I say an agile environment, everything is sitting on the same layer. Why is that? This is very important. If currently, I'm sure that most of the environments or most of the companies, their systems are scattered everywhere, spread here and there. The interfaces, one server here, one application here, on the cloud, on the premises, and this is it's a pain. It gives a headache for the technical people. Therefore, you need to think to agile your environments, put them in one place, and from all the aspects, standardize your strategies of development, standardize your middleware strategy, put everything in one place, so you know that, for example, your interfaces are located in one area, create common connections for them. Use low-code platform environment. Nowadays, you do not want to spend too much time in developing your application. So therefore, it's very important that you look for a platform that will help you to minimize the time of development. Now, RPA, robotic process automation, is one of the most important tools. Why is that? Because you need to make sure, rather than coding your interfaces and connecting them to each other or your application talking to each other, you prefer that you just drag and drop and do a link, a line between two environments, and that's it. Imagine how much time you can save with robotic process automation, RPA. So this is something that you need to consider during your transformation or technology transformation. Consolidation. I'm actually a DBA. I worked 20 years as a DBA and I have lots of experience on this. Trust me, I have done thousands, hundred thousands of dinars of saving because of consolidating servers and databases only. Think of combining and assembling all you, or most or whatever you can in one or two or three servers. You will see how much money you are saving. This saving can help you to put it in your technology transformation plan. You need to change your tools. The current tools will not help you to perform the change. And by the way, the new tools are not that much expensive because the most important thing that you learn the strategy rather than the tool itself. Once you know the strategy, the tool will be very easy for you. Then we come to the next tangible um challenge, which is customer demands. Now, this person, the customer, is the most important part of our presentation or speech. Customer demands, we're talking about the person who is injecting his money in your pocket. Yeah. So what he needs. Simply let's go to the real life everywhere. He needs to sit somewhere, have his mobile or tablet or laptop, and do whatever he wants, either entertainment, work, or business, or economic transaction, daily economy, like banking transaction. So the customer, he needs what? He needs an omni-channel, one place to do whatever he needs, whatever he wants. Then we go back to the when we say omni-channel, then we are talking about self-services, real-time applications such as bots and AI. You need to think about integrating your business application with the social media. Social media, they are providing free APIs for you now. You can go and utilize their big data. I cannot tell you how big data is important. I focused for the last 3 months writing article, and I'm writing a book about it now, about the big data analytics. And trust me, none of this technology will work properly if you do not have proper big data. Why do you think companies like Google, Amazon, WhatsApp, all these applications, software, services are giving to you for free? Simply because they want your data. They want your face recognition. They want your fingerprints. They want your location. They want your name, your job. Why they want this data? Because this data will help them to understand what is your direction, what do you want, what do you need, and based on that, using the AI and machine learning and deep learning, they will provide you the service. So many times, sometimes you do a small search somewhere, and when you go to WhatsApp or Facebook or wherever, you will see an advertisement coming to you, or Instagram, coming to you, telling you, okay, if there is something that it will be interesting for you, and you think, oh, I just 5 minutes ago I was thinking about this. Not that. It's an AI. It's an artificial intelligence things that are working based on your data. So big data is a very important element. You need to think of it very carefully. Financing. Now, financing simply is about budgeting. You have the budget, you can do the transformation. You do not have the budget, you cannot do it. So if you do not have budget or you do not have enough budget, then think of the concept of OPEX and CAPEX, operational expenditure and capital expenditure. Why? Because I'm sure that there are things there, such as, for example, the consolidation here. When we say consolidation, then when you save some money, then you can inject this money in your future plan. Then we have the resource management. The resource management is simply about people. Do you have the right people to do the change? Do you have the right tools? Do you have the skills, the knowledge, the experience? If you do not have them, then we will talk about this in the opportunities where you need to, if you have your people, but they do not have all these skills, then you need to inject these skills in them, do experience or knowledge transformation to them. And this you can do it by hiring outsourced resources for 6 months or 1 year who can help you to transform knowledge to them. Then we come to the information. Why I said information security, not cybersecurity. I'm not an expert in cybersecurity or security by itself, but I can tell you, without cybersecurity, none of these will work. None of these. Currently, nowadays, the threats are by seconds, minutes and seconds, not by days or weeks or months. So the current security tools and strategy will not work. Will cannot defend against the cyber crimes. You cannot protect your data. So therefore, you need to replace your legacy security system with a proper cyber security system, which is relying on the future technologies such as AI, machine learning, and deep learning. And trust me, the security guys, they know this. Currently, maybe you have vulnerabilities and threats on your environment for more than 300 years, 300 days, and you are not aware about it. With the cyber security and future technologies, we can detect that on time. Now, these are some challenges, not all of them, but these are the most important challenges that you need to address. And we will tackle few things that can handle some of these challenges. So what to do? Simply what to do. Leaders need to think. This is a leader call, by the way, huh? This is not technical call. If you leave the things for the lower level of the staff or the technical people, as I said, there will be always resistance to do the change because this is a culture change. You need to, as a leader here, you need to change their minds. You need to change their colors. You need them to think differently. So what the leaders knows or what the leaders can do with the new technology. These are good answers. If you want to perform, see, this is digital transformation. If you want to perform the technology, enhance your environment, so implement, upgrade your core business. You can implement a new ERP system, CRM systems. You can use for marketing, posting on social media, using Google, writing blogs, publishing video, creating a website. For yourself, you can make a presentation. We can consider these as digital, but these are technical. These are processes. You need to change your mind now. You need to think better. You need to have better answers for this. You need to build relationships with outsiders. You need to connect with other communities. You need to see how other things. You need to collaborate locally and globally. You need to learn from everything and anyone. You need to change the culture of your environment. I'm talking about leaders here because leaders, they have the call to do the change, not the technical people. Once they convince the top management that this change needs to be done, I can handle it. If we do not have the budget, I'll try my best to fit some budget for it. Then you need first to change the culture. As I said, change culture is a very important aspect or element over here. It's a big challenge for you as a leader. The leader, he needs to work towards motivational and inspirational stories. You need to inject another soul in the staff. So they think that, okay, if we do this, then trust me, in Google, Amazon, all these, they have the spirit because they think they are doing a change for the community. It's not only that they are doing something good for their company or to raise their salaries or to make or to get a promotion in their job. No, they're doing a change. The, the, the compensation will come to you later on. You don't need to worry about it. The leaders, they need to develop opportunities for their people. The challenge should be there among them so everybody can bring out the best out of themselves. So technology actually is a mindset. It's not a process. The leader needs to think, plan, and execute. So simply, you need to plan the change and lead it. Now, you to understand, technology, it is just a tool. set of tools that will help you to do the transformation. It's not a leadership. To do this, to implement these technologies, you need a leader. So what is the leadership? Who is the leader? The leader is the person who transforms the challenges into opportunities. And he do this by his staff or the people that are working beneath him by giving them what we said, the better answers. Now we are moving towards the opportunities or the strategies that we need to use so we can, what do we say? We can perform this change, right? So simply from the top level, you just need to make sure you have the least steps to perform the change. Your staff, they will perform for you or they will plan the rest of it. You need first to identify the gaps, challenges versus opportunities. Once you know this, then you create the roadmap. Now, the roadmap is everything. It's your plan, initiation, execution, implementing into production, monitoring it, and at the end, you need to optimize. As I said, why the companies like Kodak, Ericsson, Nokia, they're out of the market now. And the others, they will be out of the market as well if they did, because they did not do this step, optimizing what they have, thinking that they are the leaders in the market and they have done enough. Imagine companies like Apple or Google, they think that it's enough for us until here. Trust me, in a few years, new mindset people that will come to the market, they will come up with new things that it will kill them. That's why they invest a lot in optimizing what they have and producing new things that sets the customer demands. Now, again, as I said, that's why these people are focusing on the data. From data, you can analyze what they want, give them what they need. Now, this is an organizational strategy. If you remember what I said, challenges versus opportunities. If you see that there is a chance to do a transformation, full, medium, or the minimum, then you set your strategy. Put your opportunities into a plan where the business needs the technology. Then run it into the pilot, the proof of concept, if you remember what I said previously. Then you move it towards the learning, evaluating and putting, using the strategies, development strategies to execute it. Then adopt it. Adoption is executing the plan. And where the plan is exactly the same as your strategy. Now this gridded area, this is the place where you optimize your application. So you go back to the strategy and enhance your environment, either with the new technologies or enhance the current one. And by the way, these cannot, if you are thinking about the old technologies, then you are mistaken. You need to think about using the Industry 4.0. You don't need to think, you have to use the Industry 4.0. And they're simply in the digital world, virtual world, and the physical world. Now we will come to the tools that will help you to do this. Now, the resource strategy. Of course, you need tools or strategies to resources to help you to execute your plans or your top level strategy of moving from the current stage to the new stage of your technology. So these are some of the Industry 4.0 technologies: artificial intelligence, including machine learning and deep learning. You have the big data analytics. You have the data science, such as data analyst, data architect, data engineer. You have the Internet of Things, the communication, 5G, 6G. You have the machines, RFID, connecting these machines together, one of the most important elements in the future technologies. Cloud, think of moving to cloud. This will save you lots of money. Blockchain, another new technology, which is currently is used only for money transferring, or well, let's say digital currency like the cryptocurrencies. But trust me, in the future, I have a certification on blockchain, and I can tell you, such technology very soon will be used in the business, and it's highly secure. Hackers rarely can hack it, or it's very difficult for them to hack it. Then we have the cybersecurity. As I said, cybersecurity, all these technologies, they're not useless, but they are weak without the proper cybersecurity technology or strategy. Then we come to the infrastructure. I'm sure most of you, they have these four components: servers, databases, network, and licenses. Licenses for network, database, and servers. But I'm sure that you know, or these are high cost for you. And why is that? Because you have to pay every year. This is, if I go back 30 years back, uh, you pay once and you just use it. Whenever there is a problem, then you simply call the person, he comes in and he fixes it for you and you pay them. Now, no. Now the products are very cheap, hardware or software. They're giving you for on a cheap price. Why? Because they get their money from the support. And these are an annual cost for you. There are millions. It varies from 1 million for small companies to 10, 100, 150, 500, depends. The computer center, the centralized computer center, is costing companies a hell of money. And your answer is here. It's in the cloud. It's in the open sources, big data databases. The licenses will drop down. Some of the applications, you do not need them to be online 24/7. Once you are done with your working hours, shut them down and just reduce your cost of licenses, machines, power, and all these things. So your answer in the cloud. And that's why it is there in the technology. You need to think about it so deeply. Maybe some of them they are doing it. Some of them they have fear of the security. Okay, what about my data? They'll be vulnerable for the outsiders. No, you can do a hyper cloud setup where your applications and those elements that they are not important, even if they have been exposed on the cloud, and put your database on one server on your premises. It will be hyper cloud. You just as I said, I'm DBA. I know this is doable. You can do it, and it will not touch your security or harm your security, the current security. Then we have the tools. As I said, you need to standardize. When we say standardize your technology, standardize your infrastructure, the same thing for the tools. You cannot every time think about new tool to use it. Standardize at least from 1 to 3 or 5 years, whatever you are using. And hope in it if something that it is to add a benefit to you. But use those standard tools to perform your development, such as robotic process automation, low-code platform. I already explained them for you before. Integration platform. One of them is middleware platform, but there are other things like analytics tools for the big data. So uh, there are tools that can help you to perform your job better, and you need to consider them, and you need to standardize your level of the tools so you can perform a better job, so you can focus on other things. Then we have the development. As I said, you may have an in-house IT team, but they're not capable to handle these technologies, to handle these tools. So what you do, simply just bring an outsourced team. Once you bring this outsourced team to the environment, so what will happen? These people, we need to set a plan. We set a plan of transforming the knowledge from this outsourced team to the in-house IT team. Why? So these people, they can take over after 6 months, 1 year, two, depends on you. So once they get the knowledge, the experience, the skills, then they can perform their own work, and they can execute, shape, and develop new technologies, enhance the current ones, and so on. Business project manager. Business project manager, one of the roles that everybody needs to think about it seriously. During my experience, it's a long experience, I noticed lots of project fails because there is no a common language between the business and the technical people. Why is that? And you cannot do anything about it. because the technical people purely think technical, and maybe they are not aware about so many things in the business. And the business people, they are not aware about the technologies. So you need a common person who understands the business and understand the high level of IT components. So he can transfer the message or transform the message of the business to the technical people and vice versa. So project manager, one of the most important roles that you need to think when you are doing a technology transformation. Now again, DevOps strategies is important strategy. You need to standardize your development strategy. And security again, security, you cannot do all this work without a proper security setup. Then this is again, when we say it before, what leaders can do. This leaders what can do. The leaders, they need to set a project management office. If you want a professional work, then this is required. They cannot delay the decisions. They have to, the leaders need to go to the top management if he cannot take the decision because he needs money. And he needs to get this ASAP. He needs to set this as his first priority. Once he gets that, then he can move to the next step. The mindset. First, teach them, train these top management what they can get out of these technologies. Once they understand, they know, and they get a proper roadmap for what they have to expense, then I guarantee you they will understand, they will try their best to help you. And motivate you. Do not think that the thing is about ordering things. Such things need creativity, needs mindsets for those people to give motivational and opportunities that the change will do a big change in your life and everybody's life. So motivation is a very important part of the management support. Now going back, if you remember, I said you standardize your things. One of them is the development. I'm sure most of you, they heard about something called DevOps. Yeah, the DevOps simply before it's a development tool. Previously, we had something called waterfall. Then it's go to the agile. Now, previously, we understand that we always in the IT we have two teams. We have the development team, the infrastructure team, or the production team. Where the development, they execute their parts, they prepare the application, they develop it, then they move it to the production, where the production team, they handle it, either from the infrastructure level, the servers, database, or the supporting the application itself. But this mostly didn't work, at least from my experience. Didn't work properly because there is always conflict between the two teams. Everybody's trying to throw on the other ones if any problem happens. So the experts, they came up with something new called DevOps strategy. It's everything. It's a strategy, it's a science, it's a tool. There are tools to be used to implement such strategy. As simply as you can see, it's an infinite process. It's planning, coding, building, testing, moving, releasing to production, deploying it, operational stage, monitoring it. If you have any problem, go back to that development stage. And so on, and goes on forever. And this is how you make sure you save time, you save cost, and you will perform the job at the minimum. That's why you need a low-code platform, you need an RPA environment, you need cloud computing, and all these things. Now, lately, they came up with something called SEC in the middle of DevOps. It's called DevSecOps. As I said, security is a very important element now, and then you need to include it in all your processes, anything. It has to be considered in everything you do, in your strategy, technical requirement, processes, everything. Security needs to be included. These are the platforms. See, it's not only a strategy that you have to follow. There are tools to you to be used to implement DevOps strategy. I won't go through this because I'm not the expert in this, but I know that these are available in the market and you can utilize them to come up with a proper high-level DevOps strategy. Now, another important thing. Now, if you want to do a change, you should have requirements. Requirements, by the way, one of the important elements when you do a change or you want to do a new project. Why? Because most of the time, Once you want to go to production, or you're planning to move to production, or you start your development, you will see lots of missing part of the requirements. And this is, by the way, uh, common. Why is common? Because they do not plan a proper strategy to gather requirements from the initiation stage, from the business case. When you want something, you create a business case for it, and you form a team, stakeholders for that project. And this happens because you do not know exactly what is required. You have an operational team and you have a business team. They need to work together. In the operations side, you need to see, what do you have currently? Would it serve my purpose? And what I'm doing currently, what do I have from the infrastructure, like hardware and software perspective? And what do you do? Your people, do they have the skills and all these things to perform the change? Then I go to the marketing side or the business side, and I ask them, what do you want? And do you really need it to compete with the market? That will help you. If you follow such strategy, then you will know exactly where you are standing, what do you need exactly, and what do I have currently? Would it help me to do this? And if I have some of it, how much more I need, so I can do an organizational and requirement strategy which fits my needs, and I have the budget for it. So this is a reconciliation strategy, I call it. Now, this type of requirements or strategy, it starts from the top management until the lowest person in the organization. All of them, they are partners in this. You need to create a vision by the top levels. Once you create the vision, then you analyze the market. Do I really need this? Will it serve my purpose? Is it something that there will be ROI for it, return on investment for it? If yes, then I will move forward. If not, as I said, challenges versus opportunities. That's how you build your strategy. Then, do I need to adjust my infra? When I say adjust, does the current need upgrades, or I need to hook new technologies in it? And in our case, we need to hook new technologies. And when I say adjust infra, then I'm talking about hardware, software, and training, skills, the people, the experience. Then you need to set clear scope. You need to focus. This is very important. You need the scope should be very clear. You cannot go outside of it. You cannot talk about the Champions League, or for example, the Premier League of England, and suddenly you go out and you talk about the Champions League. No, although they're related, but this is a separate thing and this is a separate thing. You need to put clear scope. This is what I want to do. I want to implement DevOps strategy. What do I need? I need tools, I need people, I need experience. That's it. So this is one plan, execute it, finish it, do it, that's it. Then you move to the next one. What do I need now? Should I use AI? Should I use IoT? Should I use, for example, cybersecurity? Then set a plan for it. What are the technologies that would be used, and move on. Planning, 3 times. Failing to plan is like planning to fail. I learned this again 20 years back from my American director, and he was putting it in his email as slogan. Now, planning is a very important part of any strategy. If you do not, that's why I mentioned there at the beginning that project management office is a very important role and a very important element in your plan. Now, you have to understand one thing. What I'm talking about is a technology transformation, as I said. For a successful technology transformation, what I am saying is required, or what I am recommending is required. If we do not follow this, you may succeed, but you will not succeed properly, because you will come back to this strategy and you will see that there are lots of gaps in it. And this is why, because you did not plan it properly. Now, execute one at a time. Why I'm saying this? If you do not have enough resources, let the project or the vision take longer time, but let it go to the production stage with the minimum issues. If you don't have enough, execute one at a time. Spread or put your team in different layers and try to finish that project, and by focusing on one project, and that will save you time and efforts. That's why it's very important to focus. The discipline and commitment is a very important element of the requirement strategy. If you do all these things, trust me, I've seen that, you will succeed, inshallah. Customers, the people who are paying us money. Now, these are some of the demands of the customers. Any customers, by the way, huh? In any business, even entertainment, even me as a normal mobile user of social media and writing blogs and chatting with my friends, even the business requires this. The customer, he needs, I will just say some of them, one shop, one-stop shop, secure payment, bots instead of human, real-time response, online access to the world, integration with other social media, and so on. Simply, the customer, he needs a self-service, of customer instead of customer service desk on one platform, on omni-channel platform. So it should be a fast, reliable, flexible, high quality, and providing minimum standard services. And this is not only this, they need more. See, the customer, he always, now his best friend is his phone or his tablet or his laptop. So give him what he needs, you get what you want. Now we will move to the examples. This is an example of technology transformation. Okay. Now you see, this is digital. When I say traditional banking, this is an example of a bank. This is traditional. Maybe this is done 15, 20 years back. Branches, we have branches. Normal manual works. We have ATMs, yes, long time we have ATMs. Telebanking, it was there. Net banking, yes, it was there. But the bank, they moved towards new digitization. Online banking, mobile banking, which is the era of Fintech, if you heard about it. The Fintech is financial technology solutions that are focusing mainly on the financial technology. Let's call this digital 1.0, all right? Now, SMAC, what is this? Mobile banking simply is online banking, not more, not less, right? Everybody now doing his work, his payments and transaction, the banking transaction or the financial transaction through an online banking. It doesn't matter, it's not necessarily it is a bank. It can be a payment gateway, it can be a money transfer, anything. It's all online. SMAC, what does it mean? It's there now. Social media, mobility, analytics, and cloud. And this is how the online banking has been formed. But what we need now in terms of technology transformation, this is the new trend. You need to use the new technologies. You need to use IoT. IoT to connect your devices and with fast speed with each other so you can get the best out of it. You need to use artificial intelligence. You need to predict what the customer needs. You need to know exactly that by clicking not only on your application, even on Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp. As I told you, there are APIs for these social medias. Utilize them. See a customer who is trying to look for example, loans on Facebook or send a message on a WhatsApp. He's looking for a loan. So grab this message and you will know that he needs something. Send him a quotation or an offer. So he will be surprised. You know that this is what's happening with the big giants now. We can do the same. Again, using the new tools like RPA, low-code platform, you should focus on the open banking. Let the customer be your stuff, not you are recruiting people to do the job for them. Let him execute all the things that you do. You just provide him a smart application that needs minimum efforts from your side, and most of the effort is done from the customer side. He's a staff with you. He's doing your job for you for free. And again, blockchain. This is, I put it over here. Why? Future-wise, this will be highly, deeply will be used by the bankers or the financial sector. Another example, one platform, anywhere, anytime. If you know, application called WeChat, China, serving more than 1 billion person. And they have this. It started with a financial, as a wallet was. Then they expanded. Why they expanded? Because they thought, why we do not put the people on one platform? They do shopping there, they chat there, they have fun there, they do searching there. If they need any housing or traveling or governmental services, we have it. So think about an application. Countries like India, or Pakistan, or these big countries, they need to think about their own applications. Why I have to rely on others? Why I have to rely on application that comes from USA or from Europe to do my task? We can do it in our countries with our tools, with our resources. Once you do this, imagine in China, the person who sells the grocery on the street, he do not use cash. This is a strategy to transfer for the government, a strategy to transform from the physical currency to the digital currency. You do not need. You need money to put in your wallet. Everywhere you go, just bring out your mobile, scan it, pay, and go. As simple as this. This is something that most of the countries, I'm thinking about the government, you need this has to become from the top level down. Because this is not as easy vision to execute. Everybody needs to cooperate within that area or that country. But the outcome will be amazing. And all this, again, you have to use the Industry 4.0. Without it, you cannot perform the change. A small, uh, a small study done by McKinsey. If you see here, these are the technologies are available in the market. This is traditional, which is everybody mostly are using. Online banking, website, online shopping. Most of the people, businesses in the world, they have, except companies like Google, Amazon, and these, no, they have different, they are using combination of these. Now, this surely, from the trend, the market moving forward, I can tell you that, see, it's growing, cloud is growing, mobile internet is growing, big data is growing, Internet of Things growing, artificial, they are growing. And this will be a vice versa. These will go here and this will come over here. And if you do not act now, you will see yourself at the backseat. And you need to act very fast so you don't end up with those companies that vanish now. Now, one of the most important things that you need to consider during your transformation strategy, technology transformation strategy, the resources are your key. Why I'm saying that? You can buy a car, you can buy a bed, you can buy a computer, but you cannot buy the people who are using them. The resources are one of the most important things. You need to invest in them. Training, knowledge, experience, all these things. If you find lots of resistance and old mentality that they are obstacle rather than they are adding value, then change them. These people, they cannot fit. I'm sorry to say that, but it's a message for those people to think smart. They need to go and read. I was working till 3 years ago, I was working for a bank. And before that, I was working for IT company. And before that, I was working for an airline company. I saw most of the delays comes from those obstacles. And after I went on my early retirement and I opened my own business, I have done lots of reading, lots and lots and lots of reading. I came up to one conclusion. If you read, the knowledge will come to you. You will see it's a fun because this is your area, this technical area. Read more, know more, and the science will come to you by itself. You will be accepting responsibilities. The leaders, he needs to find the people who accepts responsibilities, who can view problems as challenge, not as an obstacle, who sees the glass half full, not half empty. You need to find people who have self-discipline, self-commitment, who have curiosity, who want to find what is next. I don't care about the time, staying late at work, doing things which is not my job. I'll do it. As far as I'm learning, I will do it. These are the keys, or these are the resources that you need to focus on them, invest in them. Within few months or a year, you will see something incredible. To summarize what I said, these are the challenges. This is a brief of the challenges, right? Top technology transformation challenges. So ensuring the availability of resources, as I said, one of the most important elements. Changing company culture, the change culture need to be implemented. Handling the talent confrontation, handling the competition, how you handle the competition by injecting new solutions and new thoughts and new vision to your customers. Engagement of employees, again, it's a resource thing. You need to choose the proper people for doing the change. Enhancing customer experience, customer demands, focus on that. Once you know what the customer needs, and you cannot know unless you have the tools that help you, what is his direction, what he wants. And finding that right leadership, the guy, the person who can make all these possible. And this is what we have discussed: customer focus, organizational structure, the change management, the change culture, transformational, technology transformation, technology decision making, integration platforms, customer experience, again, customer demand, logistics, supply, requirements, data security, cyber security, and so on. All these, what you need. My final recommendation: are you willing to do the change? Then you need to think smart. It has to start from the top board, going to the XCOM, executive committee, and then going to the people. Choose the right people to lead this, and you will be successful. Otherwise, you will see yourself at the back seat with Nokia, Kodak, and Ericsson. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We've got a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. The first question is that on cloud, if we're moving or governments are moving to cloud, is it really safe in terms of data on cloud? Because we never show that cloud providers will not access our data and share it with their governments.
See, usually what the cloud providers, what they will tell you, that we do not have access to your environment. Yeah. And to a certain level, you cannot trust this. I mean, I'm as a customer of the cloud, how can I trust that they are saying the truth? At the end of the day, they have the hands on my data. But what you can do, as I said, we are talking about the future technologies, things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. You can develop your own strategy, your own tools that can monitor how your data are manipulated in the cloud. This is one. Yeah. If you are that much scared of moving your data to the cloud, then do a hybrid cloud. As I say, do not seize the benefit of the cloud because you are scared of your data. Put your data on your premises. Just choose one server and put your data there and put everything on the cloud. Then do a communication. You have full control on your data. Why you are scared? That's why if you have that much skill, don't have the experience to move to the cloud with your data, just move the application, the web services, keep your data on your premises.
Thank you, sir. Another question, that a role of Cisco in your company and how you rank them in terms of criticality of your business.
Well, I'm not an expert, as I said, in technical things or talking about the security itself, but let's not go for names. I'm not talking about names more than I'm talking about a concept. Choose the right tool, choose the right product to make sure that whatever they are providing is what you require. And I mentioned in my slides the proof of concept. Everybody has this. Do not shy to ask for it. Prove to me that your tool is giving me what I need. Once they prove it for you, then you can either take the decision, go or no go. As simple as this.
All right. And what are the cybersecurity challenges in e-commerce business, and how do we tackle those challenges?
The current tools, as I said, I'm not expert in cyber, but I'm telling you, the current tools the normal information security tools, even something called SIM, for example, it's there. But do they have the features that can help you to move towards the new challenges, the new vulnerabilities, and the new threats? You need to think about the companies who are injecting the Industry 4.0 technology in it. If you have, for example, a SIM tool that having artificial intelligence, machine learning, and or deep learning, then you can catch the threats on time, on the spot. But if you do not have it, the threat might be there, sitting there. Imagine now, since the coronavirus, 6 or 7 months now, I'm sure those environments who do not have the proper cyber security setup, they have lots of vulnerabilities. Imagine now, just you are sitting here on the Zoom, how many channels and how many channels are open for the hackers to enter and do whatever they want. The same goes with the business. A bank, they're working remotely from home. It's a big threat for them. So choosing the right tool with the right technology is the key, not what we have to use, a specific tool to use. No, it's a combination tool with the technology, combine them together and come out with a product. This is what will help you to gain an on-spot capture of any threat.
Then we have another question that how does ICT and Industry 4.0 improve credit risk management processes?
I didn't understand. What do you mean by ICT and risk management? Can you just repeat your question?
How does ICT and Industry 4.0 improve credit risk management processes?
I'm not so sure about this, but I know that for the smart cities, when I say ICT, you're talking about smart cities. The smart cities, you need to use the IoT for it. Yeah, the risks are there. The risks are there from all the angles, from the security angles, communication angles, networking, from the data perspective, because you need a smart city. A city, for example, I'm saying, a city that it can operate by itself, by a talk or by a move, lights that it will open or close by a move. So risks are there. It will be there always. Imagine if you say that I want the AC to be open. I saw a funny clip where the person, everything in his house was by voice. Yeah. So he went to the doctor, the dentist, to do some treatment. So when he came back, he was talking to the door to open. The door doesn't recognize his voice. So he stayed all the day trying to open the door. He cannot open the door. So there are risks. I'm not talking, this is just a funny example, by the way. There are risks, but you need to consider why we call this the risk analysis. The risk analysis to put everything on the table and put a backup plan for them. Once you put the backup plan for them, then at least you are minimizing your risks.
Right. Then there's a question about the fourth technological revolution. That is the significance of human capital changing due to the ongoing fourth technological revolution of industry.
You mean that the change of the people? I mean, they're reducing the people using machines more. Is it
Yes.
this? Okay.
Yes.
There is a misunderstanding about this concept. If I go, as I said, I'm writing a book about the big data analytics. One part of it is artificial intelligence. Simply, the artificial intelligence, the mindset of the human, is in two parts, left and right. Yeah. So one side is talking about the reasoning, the logics. 1 + 1 is 2. This is what artificial intelligence works on. The things that depends on reasons and logics and calculations. Where the other part is about the emotions. It's about the feelings. These things very hard for the artificial at this stage to handle. Maybe in the future, but the current stage they cannot. That's why giving the full authority to the machine to take over is very hard. Yes, the machine will seize some roles and some jobs. Yes, but it will create other jobs. So for example, if you are doing a clerk, accountant job, for example, and you think that the machine one day will come and we can do all this job by automatically by the machine itself, I will lose my job. No, you will not lose your job. At the end of the day, the machine, he needs a person to feed him with strategy, with knowledge, with decisions, I mean, for better decisions. So we call this data analysts, data analytics. So you have to think, specifically for the new students, for the new people who are going into the market, becoming a data analyst or a data architect, one of the most important roles nowadays. So this is of learning engineering or accountant or auditing or whatever. Try to learn how to analyze the data. There are science for that. In Texas, there's a university. I'm sure the Pakistan University, virtually, that they will think about this as well. That the data science is a science that will take over most of the roles. The current hands-on rules will be replaced with data science rules. So think of moving your technology or your thoughts there. So once if this transformation happens, 100% you will be ready. But nowadays, you don't need to worry about this. The machine will not take over your job. The machine will help you to reduce the time and the cost and the efforts.
All right. So one last question. How could we seamlessly migrate from old technologies to the current AI or ML-based technologies?
Strategies. I told you from the beginning. It is not. I talked about so many. I talked about strategies, about tools, about visions. It's not a low level decision. First of all, it has to come from the top. They have to understand that the move needs to be done. It has to be clear for them. I have to do the move. Now, how I can do it? Do I have the budget for it? If I have the budget for it, then how can I plan it? How can I utilize this budget properly so I don't lose it? I told you the fears of losing cost and not delivering what you need. So it has to come from the top. The top management, they have to put the strategy. I'm convinced that this is what I need. And by the way, this you need to do by training. There are top level management training on the Industry 4.0 and specifically on big data, artificial intelligence, and IoT. I highly recommend them for the leaders to go and see the benefits and see the strategies that are available for them to move towards this change. Otherwise, this cannot be done. Without the management support, as I said in my slides, without the management support, the change cannot be done. The management, they need to think wisely. It's a mindset, not a process.
Thank you very much, sir. We've got more than 500 participants at the moment, so there are questions flowing in as well. I would request you to please take out some time and answer the questions that are in the QA box by typing in the answer. Thank you very much,
Right,
sir.
but as I said, I put my email. I don't know if they saw my email. If you want, I can share it for one last time. They can take it. They can send me the emails and I can answer all the questions. I'll be so happy to answer any question they need. If they want, I will just share my
yes.
Yes, I will share it with you. Just a minute. Let the audience see it. Sorry for that. Just a minute. Yeah,
it's okay, sir.
You can see it now?
Not yet.
Hold on for a minute. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yes, this one. This is the email. Anybody who needs to
yes.
any answer to any question, you have any doubts, you can email me on this email and I will be glad to answer anybody.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope all the participants who have any questions have noted down the email address that has been shared.